the category is fights/disagreements. So on one end of it, we have an assumption from Nicole Rich. I assume you guys never fight, but if so, what about? Another, we have an assumption from Mark who says, well, do you want to do just the first one? I assume you guys never fight. If so, what about? We'll do one at a time.
Okay.
Next one's a bigger one. Don't look yet.
I don't really think that we've ever fought because to me, like, fighting in a relationship means that we are upset at each other. And I've never really been upset with you. I've been upset in general about the situation or the circumstances we've found ourselves in. But we've always firmly been on the same team, 100%. And the main things we've gotten upset about, honestly, are filming under time pressure or disagreements or miscommunications. Like, you know, time pressure is like the thing that allows us to get stressed and upset. Like, if there's no time pressure, we almost never get upset. But if there's time pressure and like one of us has assumed that the other one of us is ready for this thing and we're filming it and we get out there and it's not ready and we don't know what we're doing and we like the camera's running and like we can't say words and we get frustrated. I think that's the main thing that we've gotten frustrated about, like, ever.
But like you said, it's mostly us being frustrated at like a situation, and so we're just kind of like frustrated in general because of a situation. And that's not to say we don't have disagreements, but I think one thing that like has been something we did even before we were dating really is like we're both kind of over communicators with each other. Like honestly, even before we were dating, we were like I would go to you for advice on things and you would come to me for advice on things and we would just like talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I think
that helped a ton. Plus from the beginning, I mean, I think we told the story sometime in the past, but before we started dating, we talked about everything, shared all of our, like, not that we have too many secrets or anything, but like we like fully opened about everything. And also both of us have a strong tendency to want to like continually advance ourselves and advance our communication and advance our skills and everything like that. So, I mean, before we started working together, I don't think we had any disagreements at all.
Not really.
I
mean, there just wasn't. We lived pretty stress-free lives.
Yeah.
I mean, there was stress from like work, especially towards the end.
Yeah, but
of like your job.
That was directed outwards.
Yeah, it was directed outwards.
And I know that like some people are like, oh my gosh, why would you like work together? Wouldn't that like ruin your relationship? And I think it's just strengthened it.
Yeah.
You know, the first few times where we had miscommunications about expectations or stuff like that, we're like, okay, how can we improve our communication so that it doesn't happen again? And then we implemented that, and that miscommunication really hasn't happened ever again. And I can't really think of any time in the past year where we've like ran into a situation that upset us.
Yeah.
Where we had to like sit down and figure out like why we became upset.
Yeah.
So the assumption that you guys never fight, if so, what about? Nicole, you assumed correct. And the only thing that we like that causes us to really get upset is working under time pressure. Because that's like that's the most stressful thing, especially for people like us.
Yeah.
Because we like take our commitments very seriously. We want to like
deliver
and like have good relationships with our sponsors and people we
like,
make commitments
meet
to and
your
our audience
expectations as viewers, with our schedule and stuff. Yeah.
So
a related one that's even more extreme from Mark. I assume that at some point your relationship was almost over, but you stuck together for the sake of the channel.
From Mark? Why would you assume that?
Mark, what do you think of us?
The whole reason why we started this channel was to spend more time together.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like, we started working together and then as a result of working together we like got sick of each other or something. Like the whole reason we started the channel was to work together. So I don't really foresee that ever being an issue. Which
I have something further to think about that. It's so interesting because like assume that your relationship was almost over, but you stuck together for the sake of the channel.
Also, like, the channel would be terrible if
it's
we
like-
were trying to fake a relationship.
Yeah, and also
or like a happy relationship. You guys
especially
would
like
know.
we started this, and I don't really know why we assumed that we could make this work, but like for
I don't know.
how long did we like struggle and bust our booties with no profit, no return, no
Oh, yeah.
like nothing for the first year or so. We got like very little back
Yeah.
in terms of like monetary compensation, just because
We're just going on faith that
we're
like
going
we
on
can
faith.
make it work.
Yeah, we were working like 3 jobs. Like Katelyn was working a job, I was working a job, and we were working this new job that we were making. We were like working harder than we ever had before for not much reward at all for a long time. And if you can't do that work for the right reasons, then yeah, it might not be good in the long term. But since we knew why we were doing it from the beginning, which I
Yeah.
think is very important, because starting a YouTube channel isn't easy.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes it is. Sometimes you just put a video out there and it goes viral, but the chances of that are almost like winning a lottery.
Yeah.
Maybe not that extreme, but maybe that extreme.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the channel exists because of our desire to hang out together and like because of our relationship,
Yeah.
not the other way around. Also, like the videos would be terrible.
The videos will be
If
terrible.
we were faking it.
Also, I think that you guys might know by now, we're not good actors.
No.
The emotions and everything that you see on camera, that's just us. And like in our live streams, that's just us, and us right here. I mean, I did no prep for this podcast, and this is just us. So it's like you guys are going to know if something's off, because we either won't be making content because that'd be really hard to do, or you'll see us upset in our videos. I don't know.
Well, so related,
Yeah.
Cliff Hero assumes that we sometimes have to edit out fights. Again, this is still in the fight category. Assumes that we have to edit fights out of our videos.
I'm thinking once every 2 weeks. Huh.
Yeah, we only make a video once every 2 weeks. Are you zooming every video?
I think the main thing we edit out are us being weird.
Well, I would say we also edit out boring parts.
Oh, boring parts. Yeah, boring parts.
I think
There's
like
a lot of boring that gets cut for sure.
yeah, we've also
Tons.
gotten better about just knowing what parts will be boring, so we don't
Yeah.
bother filming it. Like sanding. That's why it's always montaged. I will say there have been a couple times where it wasn't a fight that we edited out,
Oh,
but there's been a
yeah.
couple times, especially when we were under a lot of pressure, where like something went wrong, and like usually when something goes wrong, we'll capture it in the moment, like with those raw emotions. But
Oh
there's been
my
once or
gosh.
twice. Do you remember the rainbow bench?
The rainbow bench, I was so upset.
You were
and
so
it wasn't
upset.
at Katelyn, but like I just like, since we had gotten
cuts
good at
weren't
communicating,
working, yeah.
I was like, Katelyn, I just need some time out here in the garage to like focus on this. Like I can't talk right now because I'm just going to be upset, and I don't want to be upset towards any people, and you're the one around. So I just need to be out here and just see if I can fix this, and
Yeah.
I need to be alone with my feelings.
Yeah. And then like once you had some time, then we like did, as we do, we did show like what went wrong with like
Yeah.
the cuts being the wrong way, and us having to just shove a buttload of like putty in there to fill the joints.
I think that there's other scenes where like we're talking, and then like, especially if it's a long scene that we're filming, then we'll just like rest our faces and like get into like, because like, we're not this. This is like, you guys usually see us in like higher energy states when we're excited about things, because we're, the recording this podcast is exciting. It's a fun thing. Playing games, that's exciting. It's a fun thing. And like doing woodworking and crazy tensegrity tables and the crazy things that we're doing, it's fun. It's exciting. So you see us at all of the most excited moments. But honestly, a lot of the day is us just like being normal people, and our faces
Or like answering emails and stuff.
or like we get tired too. We get tired a lot. Or like sometimes I'll have a headache. I probably get more headaches than Katelyn, and sometimes like in between takes I'll just like rest or something like that. So we'll cut some of that out too, just because it doesn't make for a good video. But sometimes we'll leave that in because the contrast is funny and interesting.
Yeah.
So